Our YouTube nation, you haven't missed much yet. I did actually take air cleaner off. I also went down to the fuel pump, removed the feed, and put it on the one we had on the 81 Dodge fuel tank. I sprayed down the fuel line. I haven't seen yet if it's cranking or not, if it's pumping. Did try to backfeed it, so if you guys hold on here for a second, we're gonna see if, let me get you guys closer, you can tell me if the, let me get you angled here to see if that fuel line is actually putting out anything yet. Stand by. Okay, key, I did put a battery in it. I saw a little bit. Did you see a little bit? All right, just making sure. I think we might get this fuel line on enough to see if the 70 Olds Cutlass will actually fire up. Not much to do. I know we got to clean the top of the engine and stuff like that. I already know that. But let me tighten all this stuff up. Yeah, I know. I've got Derek's favorite tools, vice grips. But if you use them correctly, you don't damage anything. So I did see a little fuel coming up. So let's see if we can get this hooked up and possibly have, like I said, it's been parked since, I think he said 2012. I guess priming that fuel pump helped a lot because I didn't expect to actually see fuel. I gotta get some more wrenches in my truck because I normally carry a socket set that I have. Oh, this fuel line's crimped a little bit and actually twisted. Okay. What I ended up doing with this fuel line is actually spraying down where it goes into the filter right here, and tapped it a little bit, see if there's any rust in there. First started turning, it didn't want to turn. Then I loosened the actual filter housing and worked it out a little bit and started to turn. So here shortly, we're gonna see if it'll fire up. I did also take the battery out of my Trans Am, the LS swapped 1980 Trans Am for this. We're gonna see if it starts up. If it does, we'll shut it back off. Because we can't let it run too long because there's a ton of stuff on top of the intake. So let's see here. The fuck? There we go. We shall see in a minute here. If it does start, I'm going to try to clean everything off the top of the intake and then let it run for a minute off of that boat tank and see if we can actually get it go in and out of gear. Stand fast. Let me try to assist. Got a little fuel here. Try to get some in the bowls. Which isn't working out too well, by the way. Let's see what we get from that. Let's go. Here we go. There it goes. First time is really swell. Wow. Say the fuel pump came back around. All right, let's see. That is awesome. All right, I'm gonna get a screwdriver, start cleaning some of this stuff off. A whole bunch of dry stuff from being at the farm on that intake. I will be back in a minute. All right, here we go with a battery operated DeWalt. Try to clean some of this stuff up here real quick. All right, all we're doing is running through it real quick with this cordless shop vac, just to try to get the majority of what we can off of the intake off of it in order to ensure that we don't start a fire. We're actually later on down the road gonna obviously take the full-size shop vac and try to clean everything up off of the engine. So, but right now we're just doing it in order to ensure that we don't start a fire. It would not be a good thing to start a fire at the farm, but once we get through with this, we'll pick it up from here. I was very surprised with how easily it started a minute ago, but I did take some precautionary steps. Like I said, I did unhook the feed line from the tank that goes to the fuel pump and hooked it up to this external tank temporarily, at least to get it running. And we are going to try the tank that's the car's actual tank. It does actually have a half tank of fuel in it, but it's been sitting for 12 years. But keep in mind that 12-year-old fuel is non-ethanol fuel. So keep watching and we'll get through some more here. All right, I'll be back with you in a minute once I finish cleaning this up some more. All right, cleaned what I could off of the intake from here. We are going to see if we can just get the nose out. So bear with me. See if it can go forward and reverse, because it does have to stay in the barn. Now, we could probably actually do a good walk around for you guys. So, hold on for a sec here. Let me grab this. So, as I said before, the engine is actually a 77 455. The car itself has been sitting since 2012. Drove out. Now, the story I got on this was the owner's cousin wanted a muscle car years ago, and I'm gonna say it's probably early 90s, mid 90s, and they found one locally, this one, but the motor was blown up. So the owner of all these vehicles said, you know what, go ahead and get it and we'll rebuild the motor, the engine. And they did. The vehicle was driven until about 2012. It was put away. As you see, it's got a nice black interior. These seats were actually reupholstered when they first bought it. There is some rust in the floorboard. It's all surface. But I'm hoping we can actually get this to get a wash. Pressure wash is on the other side of the property because of access to water. But so far this beast has quite surprised me. I figured it'd be a little more difficult. Like I said, got the air cleaner off, lubed the hell out of this fuel inlet, went down here, removed the feed from the fuel pump where it would actually draw from the tank up into the boat tank, prime the fuel line itself, the feed line for the carburetor, and as you saw in the earlier part of this video, it fired up and started to pull fuel. Luckily enough, being a 77 engine, it is an HEI, so spark wasn't really an issue unless something was wrong with the ignition module, which rarely ever happens. But as you see, it's actually an AC car also, no belt. Haven't checked on that. But I'm gonna contact the owner real quick and see what else, and like I said, it's got to be back into the barn. It's not staying outside. So let me see what we could possibly move around and maybe get this to where we can at least rinse off 12 years of dust. All right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna try to get through here. I just had to clear some weeds out. Starts up so nice. We're gonna need trans fluid, I know that much. Bear with me because I think we're gonna get the pressure washer out. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, so as y'all saw, we got the olds out here. We can actually fire up the pressure washer, try to get some of the eggs off of it. That, but I thought this thing was black the whole time. It's not black. It's actually a dark green. Wow. Well, let me go ahead and get some of this done and I will be back with you guys here shortly. All right, YouTube, here we go. This is the first wash. I'm gonna say wash. It's just getting 12 years of dust off, and unbeknownst to me, I don't know how well the camera can get it, I thought it was black originally. Then I thought it was green, but now I actually see it is blue. So, like I said, this was just to knock the dust off. I will actually be getting, hopefully, a little more in depth with the cleaning of it. Should clean up really nice. Of course, it has its issues. Rear fender well, back here, recorder. And then it was the same thing over here. So let me get this out of the grass and I'll go ahead and do a final on this one. There are going to be more videos coming on this one. And like I said the other night on the 71 Plymouth Roadrunner also. And we have several more here where we're at. So, all right, I'll be back with you all in a minute. All right, to finish one off for this episode, I said we got it running. It's actually running off its own fuel right now, which is fuel's 12 years old. It does need trans fluid, but we're gonna have some more videos on this one. Get it back in the barn for the night, and then see what we can do after that. Go ahead, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this. We've got plenty more to come. So again, go ahead, subscribe, like. Again, it's Ron from RTR Gearheads. Thanks for watching.